What's up, guys? Back at it again. That Modin Boy, Lower Class Vlogs. I know it's been a minute here today because we finally got the misfire figured out. I'm actually about to move some cars to make some space to pull this thing out of the garage, and we're going to get to trying to test drive today. I've actually been trying to mess with the suspension and the wheels and everything and try to get it in to a spot to where we can actually like drive it. But I have been having issues since installing the stereo with the battery dying. Where I've not been driving it, I don't know if it's really because it's been sitting for a while or if it's the fact that the stereo is still draining power from it. So that's why I'm kind of eager to drive it, plus the fact that I want to see, since I've taken the fender liners and stuff out of the car, if it's actually going to help it stop scraping. I expect some scraping and rubbing in places, but I don't want it to really be like tearing up the car tragically. So we're going to see what we can do, and then tomorrow hopefully it's going to be a little nicer outside, sunny. I'm actually waiting on some spacers. We're going to try to get a little poke on the wheels, and I actually bought a full car wash kit, so we're going to try to get it looking good where it's been stuck in the garage for a few weeks, almost like months to be technical, and see if we can't get it cleaned up and looking good. And hopefully soon, fingers crossed, we can get it out in town, try to flex a little bit, hit up some meets and see what's up. Stay tuned. So what we're actually having to do is, like, we're moving some cars and we're trying to make it to where we can pull up the old Scottsdale and get it
I don't know what's going on about this feeling that you got me feeling. Cause every time I try to leave, I'm right back again. Yeah.
So it is kind of messy in here. Don't judge me. It is an old truck. I don't really do much with it because it is so old. So I try to be as gentle on it as I can. This is actually the way I got it. My dad had it for a long time, and the people before him had it for a long time. So hopefully I can have it for a long time too. Let's get up in here. As any old truck, it is a 4-speed with the granny gear. As any old truck, it's going to take forever. Oh, no, it's not. Okay. I forgot that I did drive it the other day a little bit to town. I do get moments where I kind of just fiend for some truck living. Like I said, it's a really mixed match house around here. I kind of like a little bit of everything, but I am into like a lot of lowered cars. I've built a lot of lowered cars, so I don't know, I kind of stay with that, which is kind of why it gets all my money and why I haven't put a lot more money into this thing. But it is what it is. Stay tuned. We'll get this pulled up, we'll jump the car off, and then we'll go for a little ride and see what that ride's like. Alright, so we're going to pop the hood on both vehicles. We're going to get this thing jumped off, let it run for a little bit. The cool part about everything is the fact that the truck has such a big battery in it that I don't ever really have to start the truck. It's an old truck, so there is no e-brake. So if it can stay in gear, obviously that's what's going to hold it. If I start it, I can't have it in gear, then it wants to roll down the hill. The infamous truck beat. Alright, let's get the hood popped on this thing. take a gander. I know a couple people were actually asking me what the issue with the car was that was making it misfire. The best thing I can tell you is just to say it was a cool pack, because I want to keep it simple, but it wasn't a cool pack. But it took me replacing the cool packs to figure out what was the issue, if that makes sense. There's, on this car, I don't know the actual what it's called or what you would say, but there's actually like a dual port for each cylinder. So instead of having like cool packs or spark plug wires, I have both, and they actually run off of the single cool pack. So one cool pack would actually be for 2 cylinders. So you have a total of 3 cool packs, 3 wires, and that runs all 6 cylinders. I was having a misfire on cylinder 2, which was actually the first pack closest to the front of the engine. And if I didn't have it bolted on, I would actually show you. But obviously, you know, if you have cool packs, there are harnesses that click into those cool packs to make it work, obviously. Inside of that harness wrap, there was actually a bare wire. And I'm thinking, well, I mean, it just has to be that, because I replaced the cool packs, started it, was still having an issue, and it just so happened, like, I got to the point where I kind of got pissed off, was about to walk away from everything, and I just happened to look down at the wire that I'd plugged into the cylinder 2 cool pack, and I seen just like a hint of like brass or copper. And it made me like look further into it, and I'm glad that I did, because as soon as I replaced the pigtail on it and wrapped everything back up in a tight harness and then electrical taped it, I started the car and it was running perfectly. At first I had my VSC lights and stuff on still, and then I went in, reset the codes, because I had actually left the TPS sensor harness off. Plugged it back up, went in, reset the codes, and all my lights went off. So I knew at that point that everything was good to go. So, like I said, if you're having the same issue, just be sure to check all those wires. I had already checked every ground. I had already checked harnesses and the wheel wells. I had checked everything that I could, like, literally check on my own. Was literally to the point like I was trying to pay somebody to come fix it, because I just couldn't figure it out. And just so happened that I ran into that, thank God, and it's actually fixed now. But like I said, my battery is still dying, which is a pain in the neck, because I would hate to drive it out into town or something like that and be stranded or having to have it jumped off. Like, obviously nobody wants to try to pull up, try to look cool, blah blah blah, and then be like, oh well, I need somebody to jump the car off. Then you just look like a dumbass. So we are going to try to fix that within the next few days and see what we can accomplish. Stay tuned. I'm going to get this hooked up. It's kind of hard to do it with one hand. We'll see if we can't get a ride in. Alright guys, so we got her started. She's running. I do have that annoying seatbelt light and airbag light because of the quick release. It is what it is. But as you can see, we're at a steady idle. No kind of misfires at all. I did go get a little bit of gas earlier, so we're going to drive it and see what she acts like. Alright guys, so here we go. We're going to try to drive and see how rough she is. Instantly, I can hear exhaust dragging. We are currently caught on the edge of the garage. We'll give it a little bit to get over it. We'll come on down. See that little side view? Alright, so we are still rubbing exhaust. I'm not hearing anything in the front right now, but definitely exhaust. Definitely exhaust. Alright, we're gonna try to. Alright, we got a little bit of rub on the fender from tight turns. we're bouncing a little bit. We are a little squirrely. Definitely need that alignment sooner than later. But for the most part, the running of the car is not terrible. She's not running bad at all. I did just happen to put in that 5th wheel stud. Sorry, I got sidetracked. Was looking outside. I did put in that 5th wheel stud, so no more ugly from the wheel itself. Like I said, we are squirrely. We are rubbing. I don't hear it as much in the front like I did before. Originally in the front, I was hearing it a lot because of those fender liners. And I've really been stuck at the point to where I don't know if like I should raise the car back up some just to not make it so difficult on it. And then like I think about it and I'm like, I don't really give a shit. Fuck it up. But then I start to think again, I'm like, well, it took you forever to get this car. I really wanted one of these cars for a long time. I've always been a real big Lexus-y kind of guy underneath. Huge Honda fan. I'm probably get a bunch of hate for that, but it is what it is. I just kind of love my Hondas, 4 bangers. But when it comes to like some kind of luxury VIP or something, you really can't beat like the look of a Lexus, especially with somebody that's on a budget. It's like really like the only thing you can probably really afford, because even parts for this car, and this is a 99, are still like over the top expensive. So definitely think about that when you go to buy a car, or if you want to static build or bag something, blah blah blah, because it's definitely going to catch your pocket a little bit. But I'm gonna turn around, I'm gonna take it back to the house, and we're gonna see what all we rubbed the whole time, and we're gonna go from there. So catch you guys back at that. We live, boys. She's rubbing like a son of a bitch, but god damn it, she's running. Might have tore something the fuck out from underneath the car, but who gives a shit? Alright guys, so we finally made it back home. Parked in the garage. The car didn't do too bad. It ran perfectly. Did really good. Really surprised. Really thought it was going to run like garbage for some reason. I don't know. I guess it's better to have low hopes than high hopes, and you know what I'm saying, in that situation. It is pretty squirrely. Rubbing a lot of exhaust. I didn't hear wheels too much, but we're super bouncy, and I'm pretty sure that's because when we were lowering, we are on BCs, but we're on the BR types, not the extreme lows. We did have to mess with the spring load, or the spring height at least, but so we are like, it feels like it's kind of bouncy in some corners, and then in some corners it's not. It's kind of hard to explain, but at the same time you can kind of tell which sides and stuff are like airing, because I literally went over a couple bumps at a pretty decent mile per hour, and it damn near felt like the whole car came off the ground. So definitely going to have to try to bang that out some, try to get that perfect, try to get a friend or something to come over and see if we can't get it just like to the perfect, I don't know, like spring load, because I do kind of want to stay at the height that I'm at, maybe just a little higher, but I do kind of want to sit like really flush and stay down ground level, but I don't want to do as much damage to the car, but I do want to be able to like pull out and drive the car if needed. Like I said before, guys, I know it's been a while since I've been posting content that isn't something that's just purposely, like I've said in previous videos before, it does get kind of hard when you got kids and stuff like that and you work, to try to make time to vlog. Like I said, every open window that I get to do something to the car, I kind of just jump on it. That way I can get it done and know that it's done. That way the next time I do something with the car, I know that the previous thing is done. Like I said, I do have a bunch of stuff coming in. I do have a lot more to do to the car that I do want to start documenting and putting on there for you guys. I know it is kind of important to have stuff like that on or in a video, just for the simple fact that 90% of the time, if I'm looking for something that has to do with my car or my wife's car, a friend's car, the first place I go is YouTube and try to see if anybody else has dealt with the same situation. And I'm not like getting paid or anything from YouTube, so pretty much I just post for the fun of it or to help somebody out. Or I do have a bunch of people that have been following me and showing a lot of support for the build and want to see the car and what's going on with it. So it's kind of just for everybody. If you haven't, please like, share, subscribe, show some support, get the word out. I'm not really looking to be the most famous person on YouTube, but to have a pretty good little follower base, to know that you're doing it for a reason or that somebody's actually getting some help or something from it, does kind of help to keep pushing. Like I said, the car is super dirty right now. It doesn't look like it on camera, but it is. I mean, there's dust all over it. There's overspray and stuff. I do plan on either tomorrow or Sunday trying to get out, wash it, detail it up, make it look good, and then start trying to bang out the whole thing with the stereo and the ride height. Really got to get this figured out quick. But I think we'll just wrap it up here for the day, and I will film the pull out, try to get some shots of the car when it's clean, what it looks like and everything else. And tomorrow's actually a pretty exciting day for me because the spacers I've been waiting on forever are finally supposed to be here tomorrow, so we can finally kind of get it up in the air. I might save that for a Sunday vlog and maybe post Monday or that night Sunday, just depending on how long it takes me to play with it a little bit. But definitely be on the lookout. Going to post a lot more videos here soon. Just stay posted, stay up to date. I am posting everything here. I did end up making an Instagram page for the car, so if you guys want to follow that, it is Lower Class with a K GS300, and you can see everything that I'm posting picture wise and little cliplets there. So thank you guys for following. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, and tune in next time.